Yo, what is going on, guys? Danny Buys Homes with my boy Stefan Lopez _ here with Microflip Mafia, episode 4. We got some awesome guests on here today. Say what's up, guys.
What's up, Microflip Mafia fam? What's the word?
Yo, thanks for having us. This is great.
We got the Trana bros.
Super stoked to have you guys as guests. Thank you so much for coming to the podcast. I remember when we first met back in, I think it was last year during the summer. It was like the summer mastermind. And I just remember seeing y'all sitting in the back. I was like, okay. I didn't see them in the mastermind day 1 or 2, but now they're here. And then y'all spoke, and I was like, holy shit. These guys are legit. So super stoked to have you guys on as our second guest. You guys are phenomenal dudes.
Dude, yeah, this is so exciting. I remember, I think I was texting Brandon when I joined Astro, and I was like, dude, I don't know what I'm doing. And he's like trying to help me out. He's like, bro, just call agents, bro. Use realtor.com. You got this, man. Dude, this is like what, January of like 2022. So it's almost, we're coming up on 2 years.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I remember that. Holy cow, that has been a while.
So, guys, it's been a phenomenal day.
Stefan, we can barely hear you, bro.
Can y'all hear me better?
Yeah.
Okay, dude, it's been phenomenal watching you guys just kind of hop into Astro and then dominate in the Phoenix market using the Astro Flip, like going direct to agent, finding stuff off market. Give us just a little bit about your backstory. Give our audience like your 2-minute story, how y'all got started, where y'all come from. Y'all have a very unique beginning and origin story that I think is valuable to our audience.
Cool. Yeah, so basically we're from Minnesota, but yeah, I don't know. We were hoopers growing up, played a lot of basketball. We were just shooting every single day in the driveway, basically. Then once it came time for me to graduate, I didn't really know what to do. So I just kind of like went down the path that society's pushing. I went to college for a little bit, wasn't thinking about making money. He was still hooping a little bit. He finished his like senior year and he moved in with me, living like an hour and a half away basically from where we grew up. He was just trying to figure out how to make money, came across wholesaling. I was in like my 3rd semester, just finishing up my 3rd semester in college. And he's like, yo, I just found out like this wholesale thing. You can just get contracts. You just make an offer on a house and then you can sell it for like 10K. And I'm like, really? And he's like, yep. And I'm like, this is amazing. And then I never went to college ever again.
I love that, bro. I don't even think I've ever heard that story. This is like the first time I've ever heard that. This is great. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it was honestly, I moved into I graduated high school during Corona, and that was a really weird time. So when I moved in, I was like, when I first moved into his apartment, like a couple months, like into Corona, I was just like, all right, let me buy this TV. I got a PS4. Let's play some video games. And that lasted about 3.5 hours. And I literally drove to Best Buy, returned my TV. And then I was just on my laptop trying to figure out how to make money. And then wholesaling just like really resonated because like I'm just like, yo, this has got to be like the e-commerce and the drop shipping and all that jazz. I'm sure it works and it's great. But like I was just like looking at it, it's like if I do this, I'm gonna lose all the money I got. So like I can make money without any money basically doing this thing with houses. So like, this is perfect. And then he was just on board because he was literally wasn't even able to go to college. He was doing his homework online. So like, I'm trying to figure out how to make money on my computer. He's doing homework and on Zoom classes for college. So it just kind of made more sense that we just go straight to the money part instead of that whole route, honestly.
I love that. And what I actually really like is like, so Dylan, you're the older brother, right?
Yep.
No, a lot of times there's a lot of ego with family involved, but it seems like with you guys, there's never any of that. Like I never get that vibe. You guys are always collaborating. You're always loving on each other. Y'all are like some of the closest brothers I've ever seen. And that's super rare in any industry, right? In any industry. And so I love the fact that like, Brandon, you were like hustling. You're like, dude, I don't think college is for me. You fucking bought the TV, returned it the same day. You said it lasted 3 hours, and then we're back to making the money. And the fact that you were able to convey that to your brother in a way that he was able to receive your message and now y'all are doing this together. I think that's super powerful.
Gosh.
Danny's over here fucking up the mic and the camera over here, but that's okay.
I'm fixing the focus.
Yeah,
It'll go away.
Okay. But that's something that I think a lot of people miss. Dylan, I mean, is there anything like I think in y'all's relationship growing up, were y'all always so close, or like has it always been this way, or what's y'all dynamic always been like?
Yeah, I think we've always had each other's backs. Our parents basically, I don't even think they like really tried it, just kind of how it happened, but I think it was good for them because they were running like their grocery store. So we're both basically the exact same age. I'm only 11 and a half months older than him. So we were basically like the same age the whole time, but we were always like watching each other. We were honestly beefing and on different sides until probably like 6th or 7th grade. And I had one of my best buddies. He would like always hang out and it'd just be us three. And like, that's kind of when I realized, oh my gosh, we shouldn't be on the freaking opposites. Like we shouldn't be like fighting each other. We're on like the same team. Like who else is going to be on like the same page? That's why I think it's so cool. You guys hanging out all the time. Cause like something that the world seems to be taking away right now is like how brotherhood is. Like you need brothers to be around or else you're not going to be your best self. If you're lacking having masculinity around you, you're not going to be able to be your most competitive and most like dominant form. So I think it's awesome just seeing like how you guys just like conquering earth, just traveling all the time and just like being bros together. And you guys like keeping each other accountable to do the things that need to be done every day. But that is kind of how it's been. Like we had to play basketball. It was kind of like doing deals for the first like year and a half before we got couches literally this summer.
Or literally actual mattresses.
Bro, you stayed at our house and now we have couches and we have beds with frames, so we're not just mattresses.
Oh, you have bed frames now?
What?
Yeah, dude.
Yesterday was the first day we slept elevated.
That's called progress. We're gonna have to go to these boys' apartment and show the world that they have.
Bro, we slept on air mattresses for over a year because we were just like, fuck it, I'm not gonna go buy a bed.
Honestly, until like 5 months ago.
Bro, but buying a bed was the smartest thing I've ever done, honestly. Dude, why didn't I do it sooner?
This is going to be the greatest video when we get to Arizona. Right? The Trana Bros have actual beds now. That's going to be the title of the video, and everyone's going to love it because
everybody who knows the Trana Bros will be like, wait, for real? They finally got beds? Yes. It's lit.
But yeah, I think we've always had each other's back, and my best bud became like basically our other brother. He basically, us three just hanging out really instilled to us like how important it is just to keep each other pushing. And like we'd work out every single day, we'd play basketball every single day. We just like make sure each other are doing the things that are supposed to be done. But I honestly think that's like been a huge part of the entire process of why we've been able to make things work, is just because like we both got each other's back, we both share and just want to see each other crush. But then we're also pushing each other when we're doing deals, and this dude's like already talked to 27 people and it's noon. And I look down, I'm like, had like 11 conversations with people. I'm like, shit, I got to like step it up because he's like beating me right now. So it's like, we're both pushing each other. And that's just like one way, but it's in like, it goes for everything because we basically do everything and train together, work together.
We've always honestly shared everything we have, or like, and we were both on the same page. Like, okay, we're going to make a lot of money. So when I found out about wholesaling and he's done going to college, neither of us had jobs. We were just like, all right, cool. Let's pool all of our money together. And now we have this many months of living expenses. So
we're living in Fargo, North Dakota. So like,
right,
$1,000 covers our rent and food for like the whole month.
And
so like we got time.
Yeah, and even till now, every single bank account, it's just split, and like we just have that trust, and we know that it's only going to be beneficial every action that we do to both of us. So like we kind of have that, we're on the same page moving forward in every situation. So like it just kind of makes sense that we just always collaborate, because like, I don't know, I think pooling your money with your brother is probably one of the smartest things you can do, because then you can live a crazier lifestyle instead of paying different rents, different school, have different jobs. Like might as well work together and like actually build something that's worth having.
And that's like a mindset that I think a lot of people don't have, and they don't have those people in their lives. And so it's like, especially when you're young and you're like, don't have kids or any of that stuff, right? Because y'all are both single. I think it's really like advantageous to like take advantage of that time and make the best use of it, and like hang out with your homies, hang out with your bros, but also like I love that y'all are not only collaborating on such a high level, but like there's still that edge of competition. Like Dylan will be like, oh, like Brandon already called his 27 people, like, and it's noon. I called like 5 people. Okay, I need to do more. And I'm like, if y'all ever see me and Danny, I'll constantly be on Danny. Like, what are we doing right now? Like, are you posting? I'm like, what's happening? Like, where are our deals? Like, what do we do? I'm constantly like pushing for more and better. And a lot of people, they can't handle it. They just can't. It's too much.
Yeah.
It's too intense. But like when you can handle it, like the pressure is what makes people into diamonds. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and too,
Danny got to meet one of my friends the other day, John. Okay, this guy is like one of the hardest people I know in the gym. And now Danny's like, okay, now I see why you think the way you think when it comes to like fighting and like, you know, getting in the gym all the time, because like that's just who I hang around with. It's just a different mindset.
Yeah, because it's not just like real estate competition too, and like work. Like I'm literally at 200 push-ups today, and he knows that I'm beating him in push-ups. And like every time I drop and do 20, he's like, "I'm not a bitch. I got to do 20 push-ups. Otherwise, like, what am I? You know what I mean? Like if
I'm not just gonna sit here and watch him just do push-ups in front of me. But
yeah,
dude, that's what I love, right? Like y'all are competing in a healthy way, right? Because I think in our real estate community, we talk about collaboration over competition, right? When it comes to deals and stuff, which is definitely true, right? We want people to collaborate, but we don't want you to lose your competitive edge, right? Like there are things that make you guys valuable in the marketplace, which we'll get to. I think we all know, like, you guys do a ton of business, and we're gonna get to that part, but this is where I think a lot of it comes from, is like y'all are willing to improve and then view each other's improvements in a healthy way to be like, okay, he's doing this, I can do that too. Okay. And I'm slacking in this way, but the fact that he's doing it, and are there ever days, right, where like Brandon, you're slacking behind, you see Dylan, he's like passing you up, you're like, all right, now I got to do more. And I think that's like something that super powerful, and that's going to make you guys even more successful because you're so young. Like you're going to be so freaking successful in like the next 10 years. It's going to be insane. And it all comes from this. And this is stuff that was instilled from you before real estate, before anything, just like going back to, like you guys said, like 6th grade. It's crazy that you couldn't even, you're like 6th grade is when I realized this is when we need to be like super tight. Like that's fucking rare. Most people don't have that. That's super sick. It's super sick that y'all have that. And that was one of the things, like when I came to the mastermind for the first time, which I want to get into, right? That I really picked up on was that y'all's energy and the cohesion is fire. And you guys were not afraid to invest into yourselves. So you joined Astro Flipping how long ago?
December 2020.
December 2020. We're now in 2023. So it's like a little bit over 2.5 years.
Coming up on 3.
And y'all had gotten a few deals, right? Walk us through your journey. So as soon as you joined Astro Flipping, okay, how was y'all's journey up until like now?
So yeah, okay. So we joined in December 2020, like right around Christmas time, and we really didn't even start going through any of the course or anything until like probably like a couple weeks into January. And then kind of by like mid-February, early March, we started to actually start taking a little bit of action. And then we came to Arizona for a wedding in March of 2022. And this was our virtual market. So we were trying to do deals here when we started taking action. Then we came and visited here, and we were both just like, okay, this is actually a place that we could live at. Like, this is pretty cool. Like, let's really start trying to get some deals so we could move. So that was in March. And then we didn't do a deal in April. And then in May, so 5 months into knowing what wholesaling is and just kind of like learning it, I closed my first deal on my 19th birthday. And then we ended up doing 6 deals over the summer. So like 1 deal in May, 2 in June, 2 in July, 1 in August. So we did 6 deals total. And then at the end of September, we took out a loan. Our parents sold their house, so they actually had some dollars. So we took out a business loan from them to pay for the Astro Mastermind. And then we had about 3 months living expenses. That's just basically all we had. So we literally booked an Airbnb for a month, and we moved to Phoenix, packed everything. We were at a point, honestly, with our dollars together that we couldn't pay rent, but I totaled my car. I hit a deer with it, and getting that insurance check back was able to keep us going so we could pay our rent and still do wholesaling full time. And then so we took out this loan and we moved down. we shared his truck. We packed basically everything we owned. We just drove across the country. This was September 2021. And then went to the mastermind in October. Didn't do any deals. September, October, November. And then after Christmas in December, we did 3 deals and made like 27 grand. And we were just like, holy shit, we did it. And then it kind of just like the momentum just started really picking up. So our first full year of wholesaling, we did 9 deals. That was 2021. 2022 is our second full year. We did 21 deals. And then this year so far, we're at 23 deals closed. We got 4 in escrow. So I'm looking at my whiteboard right now. And we got over 3.5 months left of the year. So we're just honestly just freaking cranking away and just going crazy with it. Starting to build our team out a little bit more too.
Dude, love the progress, right? And the fact that you've been tracking all this like from the get is fire, right? Because you said like first year did 9 deals, right? How many people would beat themselves up like, oh, I only did 9 deals? Like you guys are like, nah, we did 9 deals. The next year you doubled it. This year you've already passed your goal, and now you can do even more. And I love the fucking balls on you guys to fucking come to Phoenix, book that Airbnb, take all the risk, take a loan from your parents, which I take it y'all paid back in full. So like that's something a lot of people don't have or are willing to do.
Yeah.
And I think it's crazy because we're so young, right? Y'all are young. 22s.
21, 22.
I'm 22.
22, 21, 22. Exactly. So young, right? I think it's so crazy how we always try to force people to like go down a beaten path of doing a specific thing. But like now's the time to take risk. Like what's the worst that can happen? We go to 0. Okay, cool. Okay, I was
You're
just at
minus
0.
25K and you're like 21. Like,
Right. Okay. Dude, 25K
Bro.
is what I made at my job for the whole year. And when I made that on a deal, I was like, I can never go back. You could never pay me enough to work for anybody. I can't even listen to the traffic laws. Okay. You think I'm gonna listen to you, this boss paying me $10 an hour? I'm like, what are we talking about? So the fact that y'all came here, saw the vision, this was your virtual market, but it's kind of weird how the universe works, right? You came here for a wedding and then saw all that Phoenix has to offer, and it was also your market, allowed you guys to commit, right? And then y'all committed and you went all in, and that's the shit that I love, right? That's the shit that I think a lot of people don't really get to see. And it's deep down. It's deep down shit that like at the end of the day, if you don't have that, it's really hard to get. It's not something we can just train you on or like give you. It's really something that like, boom. Whose idea was it too? Like we should move to Phoenix. Did y'all just look at each other? Y'all had that moment. You were like, we're doing it. It was one of those.
Well, the first time that wedding was the first time we went somewhere like outside of Minnesota or North Dakota without our parents.
Yeah.
Like, I think at that point I was 19 and he was 18 when we went down to that wedding here where our cousin got married. And we're just like, oh my gosh, this place is sweet. We could live here. And then I think after that trip, we're just both just like, we need to figure out this wholesale shit so we can get there immediately.
We didn't do any deals. We went there and then we actually were just like, we could see like, okay, we're going there full time, but like we need to figure out how to make some dollars. So it kind of both kicked us into gear even more to start taking more action too. But yeah, we were both kind of on the same page, and we were both, when we heard about the Astro, it was the second ever Astro Mastermind. Once we heard about it, we knew we were going. Like as soon as we like read what it was about, we were like, yeah, we're gonna be there. I have no idea how I'm gonna get the money yet, but like we're gonna be there in Phoenix on that day for sure.
Dude, that's the shit. See, that's the shit that people don't get to see. It's that level of commitment. And we were just talking about this because we were driving back, and we get to listen to a lot of Zoom calls. A lot of people just don't take any action. And it's true because you guys got the course. You spent $10,000 on the course, whatever it cost at the time. Okay. And then for 5 months took no action. No, I mean, like you were learning, you were studying, and that's okay, right? Like if that's your journey, that's your journey. But you didn't get the result because you didn't take the action. But as soon as the thing that you wanted caught your heart, you were like, I'm doing the thing.
Yeah.
I'm doing what's required. Okay. And I always tell people that, like, it's not about how hard you try or whatever. It's like, are you doing what's required? And if you do what's required, you can get the thing that you want. Okay. That's it. Boom.
Yep. That's pretty good. Actually, I might use that as a tweet. That's pretty good.
Take that, dude. I love saying I'll make these tweets, bro. They're fire. There was
Put
one.
that
Hey, there was
down.
one that I think Brendan made. It was like, life is like a sandwich. No matter which way you flip it, the bread comes first.
Yeah. Every time.
That's great.
Every freaking time, bro. These guys got it. And that level of joy and humor is something else that I think resonates with a lot of people. Like when we talk about you, or like when we hear conversations about you guys, y'all have this energy that's super infectious.
Oh
and I
yeah.
remember when I was at the mastermind, and you're literally talking about ripping bongs and like doing deals. And I think Jamil had said you had done like 100K with him in a month or something crazy. That was insane to me. And I was like, wait, you guys did 100K, 7 deals, and you're talking about smoking weed with realtors.
Like
Tell us a little bit about the lack of filter, but like what y'all are bringing to people that allows them to like connect with you, because that's so powerful.
I honestly think so. Shout out to our landlord. Danny stayed in one of his houses, stayed here, but so he threw on this like real estate meetup. Like every week we would all go on a hike, and it would be like 20, 30 people there. And he like immediately from the day we met him, we kind of just clicked, and like we were kind of on the same page because we're just like authentic to ourselves. We're not trying to be someone we're not. We're just like straight up like, yo, this is what it is. And he came over to our house and he started making calls, and he's coaching us a little bit. He's buying like 10 deals a month, and he's got like a 250 house portfolio. And he knows, like, we basically were just like, yeah, we're just ripping bongs. I'm telling this realtor just like, hey, yeah, I need to buy a junker today, but I just ripped this bong. What do you got? Like, he would like hear this stuff. And like, we actually have a video. I'll send it to you guys of us at the pool with him buying a house. And then we like literally ripped a bong at the pool. It was the craziest video ever. So him just giving us the spotlight, and like every time he would point us out, he's just like, there's the Trana bros. All they do is make calls and rip bongs. They don't give a fuck. They just straight
I think I
up
saw that video of him saying that on Instagram,
yeah,
right?
I'll find it. Yeah. Literally, it's on my Instagram. One of the videos he put us on, and I was literally holding the bong during the time. But he's just like, you guys are authentic. This is why people like you, because you don't really give a damn. And the people who are just, okay, Julie, who's 56 years old, been a realtor for 28 years, has never, ever once in her life, ever once heard somebody say, hey, I need to buy a shitty house today, and I just ripped a bong. She's never heard that before.
Not one,
So,
dude, no chance.
There's
Dude,
no
could you
chance
even
that
people-
anyone else will ever like be remembered like me because I said some crazy shit to her. You know what I mean? But she liked it too because she smoked, and she's just like, no way. And then we just kind of built a relationship off of that because like nobody's ever
We
said
used
that.
to literally, you know how you're supposed to like make your name sound funny when you send it to a realtor, like, hey, save your phone, save my name in your phone. It was literally just like Dylan Trana / Smoking Boys. And like that's what we sent out for like months, honestly. But
Dude.
no, that's like all we'd say is just, yo, yeah, just ripped a bong, but honestly just trying to drive across town, look at a shitty house, you know, something. There's like, wait, what?
What
It
did this
just
guy
made it
just
stand
say to me?
What is he on? That's what you're wondering. Like, what did you smoke? Can I get some of that?
Yo,
We've
I got a
actually
property
spoken
for you.
with
As long as you bring that bong with you, you got it's yours.
Yeah, it's yours.
It's honestly crazy though, because just like bringing that topic up, we've smoked with multiple of our realtors that we have relationships with. Like you
Well,
would
that's
think
what
like,
we-
oh, what are you doing? Like, no, we're like homies, and like we literally met at a shitty house and smoked a joint in the driveway of that house, did a walkthrough, and like it's crazy, honestly. So it's just like authenticity, I think.
Yeah, and then you made like 10
Dude.
racks on that fucking deal, selling it to Jamil, and you smoked out the realtor, and you made friends. That's dope. because that's the thing, bro. People nowadays are scared. Okay, they're so scared. Like I can't imagine how many people were in the mastermind thinking, like, how do you get away with this? Like they're thinking to themselves, like, how do you get away with this, Trana bros? Like, how are you saying the most ridiculous things that I've ever heard, talking about smoking weed? And it's like, look, Karen, you're from freaking Seattle, or you're from freaking middle of Kentucky, and I know people don't smoke weed out here, but it's a different world. And these boys are young and they got energy. And dude, that's like what I love the most, is like that level of infectious energy. I'm smoking this fat joint in your honor that I rolled up right before this. It took me some time, but like that's the stuff that I think people miss. Okay, is like just be you. And if they don't like it, so what? Follow up with them. I take it there's people who don't like it. It's too much. It's a little bit. And you know what? You're going to follow up with them later anyway. Why? Because they're not doing no deals, right? They're freaking doing no deals anyway. So you guys are out there showing people that what you're doing works, that it's possible. And then I think sometimes it makes people feel bad. You know what I mean? It makes them feel bad. Like, I'm not doing as much as I could be doing.
100%.
It makes them wonder. In a good way, though. It's that competition thing, right? You're 100%. Like, you're not really competing with them. You're like, I'm trying to collaborate with you, but they see how much hustle you have despite smoking so much weed. They're like wondering what the heck's happening. That shit's hilarious to me.
I think that was definitely a season though, because like we would literally from the minute we woke up till when we went to bed, we would be smoking. We're like, now we're not smoking as heavy because we got other shit going on that I don't got time to be smoking so much. But like that season where it was just like really build the skill of making cold calls and not giving a fuck, just like, yeah, I can do 270. You know what I mean? Just like that was a season. Now we're in a different one. We're not smoking as heavy right now, but it honestly. There's actually some wholesalers in town, and it's just like they're telling me how competitive the market is. And it's like, I literally said this straight up to him on the phone, just like, yeah, you know why it's competitive? Because you got to compete against me, and I don't really care. I'll beat you to death at it. But like, it's in a good way. It's like, dude, no, for real, you have to. How do you honestly expect to beat me when I'm out calling you every day of the week? It doesn't matter. Like, you're not going to win. And then it pushes him a little bit more to go like, oh damn, he's right. I do have to compete against him. That's why he's taking all the deals from me. And it's more collaboration, but like also too, like, yeah, we got to compete and like, I got to feed my family. So I'm going to do what I got to do, but you should be doing the same.
Fucking complaining. Okay. And also if you know me, I don't like complainers. Like don't fucking complain to me.
You'll get blocked.
You know what's going to happen. You're going to get that. You'll be like, oh yeah. How are you supposed to compete? You're competing with me. Like there's no chance. Like you might as well quit now. But when you find a deal, sell it to me anyway.
Exactly. Yeah.
I love that because Brendan, like you're keeping it so real for these people in a way that they don't have. They're complaining, oh, the market's hard. Yeah, we all know the market's hard. So like do something different. Like figure something else out. Don't tell me it's hard. Like figure out it's always going to be hard. You pick your hard. Either you're going to die old and poor and I'm going to buy your house at a discount then. Okay. Or you're going to work really freaking hard now and die old and rich. And then like, you know what I mean? Then you won't have to. But I think a lot of people like they don't have this mentality. And I love seeing it from two boys from Minnesota, like freaking crushing it out of the freaking woods. Now out here wholesaling in Phoenix. And you're some of my favorite people at it. Your take is so unique. I know that at the beginning of this year, agent strategy, right? Because I think a lot of people aren't pivoting. They're not implementing new things. Agent strategy wasn't really working as well as it was before. Is that right? That's kind of what happened.
It's working for him, wasn't working for me.
Yeah.
Cool. And you identified that, right? You identified that. And so I remember earlier this year that happened and you called me, which, you know, I was super appreciative because this is one of the reasons I decided to help put this podcast on was because of what you guys ended up doing with it. But earlier this year, you decided, hey, agent isn't really working for me. You decided to go and start using microflipping. And so just kind of tell us a little bit about what was going on in the business that you made that change. You identified that in yourself. And then like what we talked about and how it worked.
It was like a little slower at the beginning of 2023, not going to lie. But we both were doing basically, we were just calling agents from like day one. So we both for like the first, I'd say probably 2 years in the business, like we were both going and doing the exact same thing. Like that was the only thing being done in our entire business. Like nothing else, no outreach for buyers or anything. It was just calling agents, trying to get off market deals. And it kind of just got to a point where I was still like doing deals, but it just wasn't giving him energy. And he just wasn't connecting the dots on him. And we're just like,
I didn't do an agent deal January, February, March, April. And then mid-April is when I switched to microflipping. And then in May, I did 4 deals. And like we had that call with you in April. It was like right after Growth Summit, I think. But it was like literally I was just basically trying to chop down a tree with a butter knife. And then when I went to microflipping, I got a chainsaw and it just made way more sense because it actually gave me energy to help wholesalers where like being able to connect with freaking Julie talking about bongs and doing deals, that was working. But then I wasn't really vibing with that strategy anymore. I wasn't connecting. Like there's some the agents who know straight up I'm a wholesaler and I click with them and I can be real with them, like all my wholesalers, they get it. I talk to them. But like for me, like talking to these agents didn't make any sense. So I had to switch to doing something different. And then two, it was kind of more of like a divide and conquer. He does acquisitions, I'll do dispo. And then we basically like got different roles in our business, and then new opportunities start opening up from that. So that was honestly,
but you on just a random day just took hours out of your day just to drop all the wholesale microflip game on bro. So thank you for doing that, man.
And I love doing it because you guys are always fucking giving, and just you guys being you gives me energy. Like most people don't realize this. People are always asking me, Stefan, what are you on? And I don't have to be on anything. I will just wake up and be like this all the time. Unless I'm like feeling sick, I will always be on. Okay. Like I might smoke some weed. I might have a drink, but other than that, like I'm not really like doing crazy drugs like some people might be. And they're thinking, what is he on? Because he's got so much energy. You guys being the givers that you are and just being so fun and entertaining and like cool dudes and just constantly giving no matter what it is, like is one of the reasons that we're friends and why whenever you call or text me, like I'm there, I will be there. Like I got your back. And that's one of those things, like, because a lot of people will take, but I wanted to dive into this. So Brendan, I gave you, we talked for like 90 minutes, maybe 2 hours. It was like a good call. What was like the thing that changed that allowed you to do 4 deals that month? Like, because you literally had done no deals, which I love that you're tracking. You were like, I did no deals for like 5 months. Called Stefan randomly, guys. I wasn't like expecting it. Brandon just calls me out the blue, not sure what to expect. And he goes, like, hey, Stefan, like we're pivoting strategies. He gives me the whole breakdown. Like, this is what's working. This is what's not. Like, I'm thinking about doing micro flipping. Like, give me the sauce. What was like the thing that happened or connected the dots for you so that now you started doing deals?
I think the biggest thing was just don't even give a damn. If it's not a deal, piss on it, on to the next. Don't waste time. If wholesalers are trying to like waste time, like, hey, comp this house that I haven't called the realtor on, I've been spending 3 hours doing it. It's like, hey,
dude. Oh gosh, we just opened up a bag of worms right there.
No, but for real, it's like, don't waste time. Don't let people, you need to see as many deals and connect with all these wholesalers as possible. And I have more market knowledge. I have more experience than most wholesalers in the game. So I have value to bring to them of like, hey, this is where the house is going to trade at. And honestly, that was probably like the biggest thing was just like, don't waste time because you need to see as many deals as you can, but only work the really good ones. And then have like your dispo people like ready to go. Like Matthew Justice, got to deal with him. Judd Gross, got to deal with him. Adrian, got to deal with him. Or like these people are all on our board right now. Just like literally just connect the dots. But like I'm only taking time to spend on actual opportunities and not just like tire kickers, basically.
Yeah, and like the thing is like this, right? Like they already have the contract, and so like you're like, hey, I need the contract here, and they want to fight you about it. You're like, well, like that's just what it is. Don't waste no time. So I'm really glad that freaking worked because that's how I operate in my business. Like I will tell people a number, they don't like the number, maybe they sell it for more. Cool, awesome, congrats. But if they're not selling the deal and they're still there and they're still begging me for a number, it's like, dude, I told you what it needs to be at. Like if you need help and you want me to talk to the seller, let's do it. I'll talk to the seller. And I'm sure Brandon, like you're experienced enough now, you hopping on a seller, it makes sense. You know what I mean? When you're brand new, like micro flipping for those who haven't like been tuned in is a little bit more advanced because you're working with other people in the market and you had to have some level of experience to translate that to these wholesalers. But now that you freaking have it, how easy is it to be like, hey, here's the number, or you see a good deal, you're just like sold. It's so freaking easy.
Literally yesterday did a deal. Dylan's just like, hey, yo, this wholesaler just sent me this deal. Immediately, I knew who to send it to. And it was just like, hey, yeah, send the assignment. Literally happened within 15 minutes. Literally just did a deal.
How much are you making in 15 minutes?
We're making $5,000 on that.
Bro, what the fuck are they going to pay you $5,000 in 15 minutes anywhere in the world? What are we talking about? Insane. And how much did you spend on marketing? Zero. That's my favorite part, right? Like people don't even understand what we guys get to do as investors and wholesalers and in the real estate game. We can spend no money on marketing because we're part of the Microflip Mafia. We're part of Astro Flipping. We've learned techniques that will feed us and our families, and the skills that we have today, because I know y'all are doing creative too. they're going to translate to everything. Like we're talking about businesses, apartments. We're talking like way bigger things. And it all starts because y'all we're like, yeah, let's invest into ourselves so we can learn how to make money with no money.
Yeah, it's so crazy because even like this deal maker shirt I'm wearing right now is about buying businesses creatively, for the most part. Businesses from real estate to businesses.
Yeah, it's literally like it's all gonna be possible. And the reason I bring this up is because like we're gonna be buying business with you boys. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, and I think honestly too, a huge part of it is just like honestly the relationships, because it's like we built up a name of doing agent deals that now when I go to Microflip and I'm talking to wholesalers, they know, oh damn, like he doesn't care if he sells my deal or not because his business is still going to be doing deals. So like I want to work with them more, and then it just gives more credibility and trust for buyers because like a lot of people in Phoenix heard our name and know who we are. So when we show up with an opportunity, they like actually take it more seriously.
I think I wasn't even on your guys' phone call. I do remember it, like him like just walking around our driveway. But like I wasn't like there being there. I feel like he didn't even. It wasn't like there's information he was missing. I think you just kind of gave him the game and just like ran him through a whole bunch of scenarios that basically gave him permission to go do the same. He's just like, oh my gosh, I can see myself doing that in that situation. I can see myself doing that. I can see myself doing that. And like last month, we did the most deals of like this entire year. We did 7 deals last month, but like 5 of them were with these 2 18-year-olds who literally graduated in May, who we started teaching like right around the same time as this call. And like that call led to Bubby dropping game on these 2 18-year-olds. And these guys we just split $52K last month with they're 2 18-year-olds.
That's insane.
They graduated like 95 days ago.
That's insane.
That is wild.
That's insane, dude. I'm so glad to have like been able to contribute to that, because like what I love most is having this knowledge, but also giving it to people. Because when I got into the game, this was like 4, maybe 5 years ago now. I was like 21. I had just turned 21. And when I got into the game, it was all knowledge. It was all like, hey, you have to spend $10,000 to get knowledge. So I got knowledge, but you know what I didn't have? I didn't have friends. And social media wasn't blowing up the way it is now. And so like the amount of connectivity that happens and the transference of energy through communication, right? I didn't have to be in the room for Brandon to get my energy through the phone, which is actually what I think you just said he needed. He was like, look, okay, I got the strategy, like, because we all have the course, we all have the same information. It's the same shit. But like me being able to be like, cool, I know we have all the same information, but this is what I do. I do this, and it makes me a little bit more competitive. And for Brandon to be like, I could do that same shit. Taught 2 friggin' 18-year-olds and they just played 52 grand. Oh my, give a round of applause emoji, Danny.
Guys, dude, that's crazy. And it's like, sick. And that's not all they're going to get from that relationship either.
Bro, and this is from 2 kids from Minnesota, basically Nowhereville, which I love. I love making as much as a doctor and splitting it with 2 18-year-old kids who just graduated high school. Like, how cool is that? Like, y'all are literally changing these people's lives. And these aren't Astro students, right? These are just kids that y'all met and recruited. Okay, recruiting is a big thing for me. But y'all basically recruited them. Were like, hey, if you do this, this, and this, you can get contracts, and I can make money with you. Boom.
I tried to bring them onto our team, but they're just like, yo, we want to do our own thing. I'm just like, all right, fine. We're just going to JV on everything. And Danny was about to say it, but like those 5 deals, that was great. But like, now they know, okay, these guys just taught me how to literally change the whole trajectory of my family and our future. Let's just keep collaborating with them because good shit happens. You know what I mean? And it's fun too, because I'm like, I make it fun. I make jokes and like, hey, yeah, let me talk to this person and we'll like make it funny. So then it's just like, damn, like nobody's ever made a phone call low. They did a deal listed at 410. They got it under contract at 275. But like that was probably one of the easiest and funnest transactions that they ever did. Just like, hey, yeah, 275. Like, just go tell her the number. This is how you do it. Don't even give a damn. Just go tell her the number.
Yeah.
Boom. They made it funny. They literally did the deal, and they made like 11K on that one.
Dude,
so it's just like
that's so crazy too to like hit on that point a little bit. There's so many people that I'm sure reach out to you guys, you and me too, that are like, but this thing's listed at 300K. Why would they take 200K for it? Guys, the thing's been on market for 90 days. This is one of those things you can't be afraid of the number. Just literally just go do it. Just go do it.
Don't be afraid of the
1,000%, and like don't even overthink it. Like these guys that we've done their first deal with, they did their first deal and then they just like, okay, now direct to seller, different market. Like they just like totally shiny object syndromed. But
Yeah.
these two 18-year-olds were just like, just call agents, try to find off-market shit unless you get an on-market one way lower. And like, they're not even in a community or anything. They're just like, all right, don't even think about it. They're just ripping calls and offering the numbers we're telling them to. And like, they don't even give a shit. They don't even know it's competitive because they're just like trying to rip as many phone calls as possible.
They don't have that limiting belief of like, oh, all these people are in Phoenix doing deals. It's just like, oh, I live here. This is like the mecca of real estate. Really? Holy cow. This is awesome. I saw like 4 junkers down my street. Like, holy cow, this is perfect.
Dude, I can always tell you bring them to a fucking meetup and they're just gonna be like spitting so much game, all because they freaking met you guys and you changed their whole life. And people are gonna be telling them shit and they'll be like, what? Like, what do you mean it's competitive? We just did like 400 junkers like last week. With the Trana bros. What are we talking about? Yeah, no wonder it's competitive. You gotta compete with the Trana bros and their trainees, bro. It's like no wonder it's competitive. Oh, dude, this is so epic. You guys are freaking killers, and I'm so excited to see where this leads to. What's like the vision? Where are y'all trying to go next? Tell like what's happening and how can people support like this next phase or the next season that you're in?
Obviously, we're always trying to build the wholesale business and turn that into just a machine that prints cash, basically. But I think like the bigger picture is just continue to build the brand, the Trana Bros. I don't know like if that's like what it's always going to be, if there's going to be like a name that like the brand will be, but I think just basically pushing something that's been so important to us and like why I honestly think has been like the number one reason like we've talked about. And like you guys, when you collaborated, just things just like started blowing up and just going like freaking zoom. But I think that's a big part of us is just like, or like you guys, we're like all bros just like instantly, but like you guys are just bros with both of us. You know what I mean? And like, but then we each like got each other and like we talk to each other individually. But I think just pushing how important brotherhood is, training with brothers, making money with trusted brothers, basically just being around like strong men that like want to be as strong as possible, jacked as possible, as capable as possible. I think that's kind of the big thing is just continuing the Trana Bros brand.
Yeah, because like you guys each have a different relationship with both of us, but then you also have a relationship with both of us. You know what I mean? Like individually and then together. But like we're brothers, younger or older, for every single person we talk to. And like that's kind of like the thing that we want to like, hey, yo, we're friends first, but like if you're an idiot, we're gonna let you know that you're being an idiot. And like, it's not how to be a dickhead. It's about, hey, what are you doing? Like you could be doing so much better. So like we're gonna be your older brother or we're gonna be the younger brother. It's like watching you be a dumbass and let you know, hey, let's do things this way. It's gonna be better. We're gonna make more money, have more fun. Like let's do it. So that's kind of like what our goals are, and obviously buy an apartment building for sure this year
and storage units.
What? Okay. Where y'all buying, dude? Like literally tell our audience this way that as they learn from you guys and follow the journey and follow all the content we're dropping. We want people to send you guys what you're looking for, right? And this is like super big on the season I'm in, right? Is being clear on what you want and then communicating it properly. Because if you don't know what you want, there's no way you can get it. Okay. Except
so what I really want is anyone who does deals in Phoenix to, and I'll give Danny my Instagram so you can put it. Anyone in Phoenix that does deals, I can help with dispo, buy numbers. I have deals that I can sell to you. You can sell my deals. I'm open to JVing. Doesn't matter what it is. Buy numbers, comps. I got buyers. I got deals. Like I just want to collaborate and like know every person in the marketplace. So that's one thing that we want for sure, just to connect with more people. Phoenix specifically for right now.
I think for real estate wise, what we're looking for, we will take a look at any piece of property in the state of Arizona.
Okay. And like the multi-family, like 20 units plus, something like that.
Anything.
Farmland, 50 to 100 units, farmland, you know, land you can build apartments on, you know, R3 zoning, single family homes. Ideally, that's where we do most of our transactions. So like we can commit to properties that are like single family, creative financing, land all over the state, basically anything that is property, we'll take a peek at. But then also too, if stuff's not in Arizona, I know like we always are sending people Stefan's cell phone number and like Danny's if stuff like pops up in these guys' market. But like even connect with us. I'm eventually going to be doing deals in Texas and Atlanta. So like I want to just keep connecting with people. I'll shoot you just like who I would go to if I needed a dispo in like every single market. But I'm planning on doing deals then, so I'm definitely down to connect. And if I can't help out, I know someone who probably can. So
that's what maybe we'll collab because I'm looking at multifamily as well. And like for everybody's been following, we have another series we call in Content Cribs. Okay, because we're looking for a super dope house. I'm only offering subject to or seller finance. And so we're gonna find a crib that way Danny and I can move in, and then we're gonna try to implement some new strategies like peer space and some other cool things that we're experimenting with. And it's been so fun, bro. It's like everything that I have implemented in my business, I now get to implement for my own personal life. And the amount of opportunities and things that have come across my desk that would have never, ever in my life come across, except that I opened my mind to being like, you know what? I can shop at a $3 million house. I don't know what that costs. I don't know what that looks like, but honestly, I don't care. Okay. I'm just going to go fuck around and find out and just see what it is. Because why? Because like we can make, dude, our brains are so powerful. We can make anything happen.
And it's like one of those things. It's like, if you have this vision of something like big in your head, it's not there just to be there. There's a reason you're thinking of that, because it is something, if you truly put your head down and work, you can make that happen. Like Grant Cardone, even Jamil and Pace and a bunch of other people are perfect examples of that. Like Jamil lost everything back in like 2007, 2008. And now he's got this amazing mentorship. He's got a Rolls Royce. He's got beautiful houses. Like it's crazy.
He's got a whole community of people who love him.
And that all started in his head because he knew he could do it.
Yeah, dude. And so I'm so excited to see where you guys are in a year. And like next time we're in Phoenix, which will be November, we definitely want to link up, hit the gym, do all the cool shit that we need to do. And like we're gonna be out there for like a whole week. So
week and a half.
Like a week and a half.
Perfect.
Yeah. So I'm sure we're gonna do a lot of collabing. Maybe we'll find a content crib in Phoenix so you boys can like be the fucking house managers or whatever. So I can go travel all the time. That'd be so sick.
Guys. So what is Instagram the best place to reach you guys?
Yeah, on Instagram or Facebook, just Brandon Trana is my handle.
Yeah, Dylan Trana.
Okay, sweet. I'll put that in the description for you guys watching as well.
Thank you, bros, for having us on and always just being our brothers, even off camera. I appreciate you, bros.
Yeah, thank you, guys. This is so fun.
Y'all are so sweet. I fucking love you guys. And if y'all ever need anything, you have my cell phone. We'll be texting, and we'll let you know when we're in Phoenix. And if you're ever in like San Antonio or I was gonna call Alabama, Atlanta, Alabama. If you're ever in Atlanta, yeah. But once we move, and we'll keep you guys in tune, like what we're doing, and we'll just stay in touch. So I'm just super excited to see where this goes. This has been an epic second episode. We had to throw Matthew Justice in because logistically,
he's a GOAT.
And we love Matt. Dude, Matt's fucking amazing. Dude. So you guys are
he's the best, bro.
Dude, y'all just did another deal with him. And then y'all are doing something really big, right? I don't want to talk too much about it. Y'all are doing something really big with like the mastermind y'all are in, right? With him and a few other big players.
Yeah.
So super excited, bro. I'm super excited to see what the next year has and the kind of adventures we're gonna all have together. It's gonna be lit.
Guys, and no matter what age you're at, if you're watching this and you're like, wow, these guys are so young and they're absolutely crushing it. Just because you're older doesn't mean you can't do it. You can start today, tomorrow. If it's too late, if it's like 10 p.m., you can start tomorrow. But, there's no age limit to this. It's just we're all so blessed that we started at a younger age.
Well, and even if you're older, I think this happens for a lot of old people. They are not used to giving themselves permission to do what they want anyway. Mm-hmm. Okay. And so this is just a message for anybody, right? You don't need anybody's permission, right? It's not your mom. It's not your dad. It's your life, right? You get to decide what you want to do. And when you make that decision and you own up to it, then you get to have the rewards of that consequence. Okay. And it doesn't matter what age you made it. Brandon made it at a much younger age than most of us. I made it at like 21, but I didn't take action for 2 years. So the minute you decide that what you want to do, you also need to take action on it. And then that's going to teach you everything you need to know. Now you want the knowledge, you need the community. So you need to connect with people like this and stay tuned. But like, man, I'm so excited because for me, like I didn't even talk about this, but This is all a documentation process. None of this is like, I don't even care how many views we get or anything like that. This is documenting for shit that I wish I had known, or like shit that people would have told me, or like realize like, oh man, I just need to make more friends and connect with people that are cool and have a good vibe and know how to make money. And then like, you know, the rest will come. Man, like if somebody had told me that shit, it would have been game over by like 16. But now, dude, it's even better. My
Dude, this is
16-year-old
so
brother,
awesome,
bro. Because of like people like y'all, my 16-year-old brother, he's literally texting agents while he's in school, and I was like, Andy Rock fucking did it. You could do it. And now he has one deal under his belt. We have another one in escrow, and then we have a third one we're trying to get right now. So like,
let's go.
My 16-year-old brother. You don't need to know nothing about real estate. You just need to know who to call. If you call the right person, at the right time, it will change everything. So, so much to say. We have so little time. I look forward to seeing where this goes, and maybe we'll do another episode. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe we'll do a follow-up episode. Thank you guys so much for coming on. Yeah, you guys know where to reach them. Anything in Arizona, reach out to them. They're going to be able to help you out. And I mean anything, not just single family homes, even though that's most of what they do. Send them anything. They want some storage units too. They gotta store all their furniture somewhere. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming on. Thank you guys in the audience for watching. Get subscribed if you haven't. Drop a like if you did enjoy. Let us know who you want on next in the comments. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
Appreciate you guys.
Microflip Mafia. Thanks, bros.
Go. Let's see.
Oh, they left.
Oh shit.
That's perfect. That was wrong.
No shit. That means the recording's not going to process, but it's okay. I have the main recording.
Okay, cool.
Wait, it says still recording. I'll cut it out.
Just give it a sec. Oh yeah.
Having trouble connecting. Check your internet.